offered that we just all haven't seen yet, and I want to be part of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, completely understand. I mean, I'll definitely say this, a couple things that come up. Number one, you know, in regards to, you know, your goal and, you know, like you said, you know, you want to see Klinker, you know, you want to have the American red flag or the American flag, you know, just kind of representing you, you know, and I look at that just the same way as anyone that wants to have their NFL jersey on and they want to see their name on the back or whatever, like to each his own. So, you know, what 100%, whatever you need to visualize to kind of get you to that point, then, you know, make it happen. You know what I mean? I mean, and through that, you know, your service will build and things of that nature. I mean, there are things that we naturally grow in as time goes on. You know, there will be an even deeper appreciation for, you know, being a seaman and so on. So, you know, 100% agree with you there. You know, I'll definitely say from also having friends that have been in the Navy, well, are in the Navy, as well as Army and Marines, the whole 9 yards. You know, the part that I really appreciate, you know, is that servitude, you know, and that's a different level of service, you know, to be able to give back to your country than any and everything else. You know, it's one of those things where some people talk about it, some people do it, you know, and that's not to put a blind eye on those that don't. I mean, I know so on my senior year, I went with one of my buddies and what is it? Is it the ASVAB that you have to take the test?
Yep.
Yeah, you have to take the, and I'm horrible at taking, anything that has a standardized test, whether ACT, SAT, the GMAT, whatever. If it's something like that, it's so much pressure and you're only giving me an hour to do it, you know, my anxiety starts kicking in or whatever. And so I took it and I remember the recruiter's like, yeah, you might want to come back and take this one. I was like, all right. So I never end up going back, you know what I mean? And then, so I end up going the traditional college route. But I say all that to say that, you know, it takes a special mindset. You know, the military isn't a catch-all if you don't have anything else to do. But for those that have pride in saying that I want to serve my country, you know, kudos, you know, to that type of mentality to sacrifice their own well-being to make sure that everyone else, you know, has a place to be able to have a sense of normalcy. So I guess, you know, on behalf of everyone and then your legacy, you know, your father, your grandparents as well, being a part of it. I mean, it just shows up a rich history that your family has, you know, with that respect.
I don't want to end that either because it's been probably 4 or 5 generations and it's all Navy too. It's not like different services. It's always been Navy. So I just want to get my name in that database and, you know, I don't want to be the kid. I never want to be the kid or the son that stopped that. You know what I mean? If anything, it intrigued me more and I wanted it really bad. So I had to do it. You know, there's no plan B for me.
Gotcha. Sounds good. So on the flip side of that too, you know, just as, you know, Coach Mike giving some positive messaging, you know, make sure that you take advantage of all those opportunities. You know what I mean? You know, I'll say that, you know, just like what you said, it's so easy to get itis, you know, that senioritis or whatever. But, you know, I believe one of the things that set you apart, even especially because it's going to be tied to your promotion, is going to be making sure that you're giving it that 110%. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it comes down to. You know, you can go through, you know, going through the service in a sense is like going through college. Like, you could get, or life, you get out of it what you put into it. So, you know, you just keep, you know, hard-nosed attitude, keep that goal. And because that name and that flag will be on there in another month or two or whatever. But then after that, what's your next goal going to be? You know what I mean? So make sure that you set your own personal goals so that when everything starts to come on you, you know, you still say, you know what, this is where I want to get. I want to get to a level this, or I'm not sure exactly the terminology, but, you know, make sure you keep your goals in front of you so you don't get lost in the sauce. You know what I mean?
Doesn't stop. I know exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But my plan is to go. So I'm an SMPACT, which is a PAC seaman in the Navy, and what that is apprenticeship. And what I do is I'm going to go to school and I'm going to look at everyone on the boat doing their job, and I'm going to see what I want to do. But after my 2 years of doing that, my contract, I can sign on another contract, and I can become spec officers like Navy SEALs, gunners on the boat, stuff like that, which I don't personally feel the need to have to try to do that because, I mean, I don't know if you know anything about Navy SEALs, but those guys are insane. But I'm going to become what's called an RN, which is a shopkeeper in the Navy, and I'm actually become a barber on the boat because I already cut hair. That's why I got this on me right here. So I'm going to become a barber in the Navy. That's what I want to do when I get out.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, if they're paying for it, you know what I mean? Whatever that looks like, then take full advantage of it, man. I mean, that's
Right.
money that's on the table, you know?
Exactly.
So 110%. Well, that's some good stuff, man. That's great stuff. So one of the other things that I wanted to kind of touch on, so right now you said you have a 2-year plan, and then if you decide to re-enlist, then that'll give you a 4-year plan. So ideally, you want to get into the barber profession and then also be able to do that in the same sense, like you're talking about, you know, the travel and seeing the world. What are some places that you're looking forward to, you know, going to visit?
Well, I start boot camp July 13th in Chicago, Great Lakes, Illinois, which I've been to Chicago, beautiful city, big city.
Yeah.
And then after that, once I graduate out of there, I'll go to college, which is like a college setting called A school, and that's also in Chicago. But after that, I'm hoping, my cousin right now is in the Navy. He went to Dubai. That's a popular place right now for ships. But honestly, man, like they're not going to tell me until I graduate from A school where exactly in the world I'm going to be. But I know for a fact that when I do get out, I have an 8-year obligation. So I'm going to do 2 years of my apprenticeship and then 4 years of my shopkeeping, being a barber. And then if I decide to do more, that's all. I can't predict the future. I don't know what I want yet. But when I do get out, I want to go to Akron School of Hair. I want to stay semi-local because if you think about it, your clientele is your buddies, your family, people you grew up with. And I think I'd stay local, Youngstown area, Boardman area. And I'm not going to go right out and buy a shop. I'm going to work for somebody, work my way up. And then once all that money that I earned saved up somewhere along those lines, I'm gonna purchase a shop. And I'm just going to, because you think about it, man, like, I'm a social guy. I like talking. I like, you know, hanging out, whatever. So, I mean, you cut hair and you're talking to the guys, you know, got an Xbox in there, got a mini fridge, you got, you know, sports posters everywhere, talk about sports, watch sports. I mean, that's like every guy's dream almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I won't go to work a day in my life.
Got you. So you're going to work to hang out and get paid for it.
Right. Exactly.
Smart man. Well, that's what they say. Do what you want to do, what you love, so that at the end of the day, it doesn't feel like you've ever done a day of work. It's kind of like, I just so happen to get paid off of doing something I love to do or whatever.
That's
you
all.
know, and marry that passion. Yeah, that's awesome. You know, and you know, great mind as far as in, you know, even how you plan on doing that, you know, working for someone else and things of that nature, because a lot of times, you know, people think that they got to jump right into business, but there's so many lessons that you can learn working up under someone, because what costs maybe them, you know, I don't know, $1,000 or whatever, it's kind of like, okay, it's $1,000, you know, and it's part of the business. $1,000 coming out of your pocket could be like a make or break, and like, man, you know, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, like you said, you'll learn so much more than just jumping right into it, because you jump right into it. Like, say I would have done all this year and I had a shop. Like, I know a couple guys that own a shop now, and this is hurting them terribly, everything going on. So you also got to think of the times and everything like that. I'm thankful I didn't open up nothing, you know, right away. But no, I want to learn. Like, for school, we have this thing where you can go job shadow. I spent about 16 hours at a barbershop called the Barbershop in Boardman, just with a notepad, man, just asking the business owner everything he knows and what I could do, what I should do. And like you said, just as long as you have a mentorship at first, I feel like that's the key to success, is having someone teach you something hands-on.
Yeah, I agree. Smart man. Well, I'm excited, man. I'm super excited about your future, what you have coming down the pipeline, you know, your travel and things like that you're going to be exposed to. Chicago is a great city. I used to live in New York, but I've been in Chicago. I love Chicago because it's not as crazy as New York. I mean, it's just
up there.
Yeah, it's busy, but it's enough to kind of keep you going, type of deal, you know, and keep you entertained and things of that nature. And then you're gonna fall in love with the pizza, the deep dish pizza, you know, and then also Garrett's popcorn. You got to get that Chicago mix, man. That thing is like heaven in your mouth.
Really?
Yeah, this Fat Boy Dreams, I'm talking to you right now, you know. It's a caramel and cheddar cheese mix.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Anyway, that's what's up. Well, before we end, I always like to do something fun in regards to, you know, just like rapid fire questions, just to kind of, you know, get a little bit more info about you, end on a fun note, give the viewers a little bit more information about you and stuff like that. So we go ahead and jump into this for a quick minute or two. All right.
All
right. Sounds good. All right. So, so far, what is your favorite place that you visited?
Oh man, no question. Boston, Massachusetts, man. Boston,
Oh,
Massachusetts.
yeah. What is it about BA?
It's the history, man. Like Trail of Freedom's there. Very historic city. Just so much culture. I love history as it is. So going there was just like a whole history lesson.
Okay, got you. What's the nickname your parents gave you?
Well, I don't really have a nickname with my parents, but I know they're mad when I hear Chandler Ryan.
Oh yeah,
the Chandler Ryan. Once I get that, I know.
It's a wrap. You already know.
It's over. It's over. It's over.
I love it. What's your favorite junk food?
A pizza counts. Pizza.
Okay. Favorite childhood show?
Drake and Josh, man, no doubt.
Okay. Favorite childhood crush?
Wow. Probably.
It's okay to say
Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence, man.
Okay.
From what's that movie? Like Mockingbird and stuff, or Mockingjay. I forget what the Hunger Games. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I didn't know if you were going to go with Justin Bieber like everybody else.
I was thinking about it, man. I was thinking about it.
Filter.
Right.
Sounds great. What's your favorite season?
Summer, man. Summer.
Okay. Got you. Favorite drink?
Tea, Arizona tea.
Got you. Are you a cake or a pie person?
Cake.
All right. What was your favorite subject in high school?
History.
All right. Favorite car?
Honda Accord. That's what I drive.
All right. Don't disrespect your baby.
Right, exactly. Man. Love Black Betty.
Right. Everybody else is like, yeah, I want that Maserati. I want that.
I'm cool with the Honda Accord. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sounds good. Who's your favorite athlete?
Right now, well, of all time, I'm going to have to say LeBron James. But for right now, man, Lynn Bowden Jr. He's from the area, grew up on the north side, and the fact that he's actually going and doing it and joining the NFL, that he's my favorite right now, for sure.
Got you. Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate. I mean, he's been.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing him up there at high school, just in passing or whatever, and he's always been very focused on what it is that he wants, and so that kind of mindset and that kind of discipline that goes with that, definitely carries a long way. So, 100. What type of person are you? Like a mountain, an ocean, or a city view person?
Honestly, I'm gonna have to be a sea guy here pretty soon, but
right.
But probably mountain. I like the mountains.
All right. Have you ever gone hiking?
I have.
Okay, good stuff. Kind of goes back to one of your earlier things. You get one topping on the pizza. What are you going for?
One, I got to go with pepperoni and sausage at the same time, man. That's my stuff.
Yeah. Give you some swine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got you. Are you a person that you ask for permission or beg for forgiveness?
Neither, man. Neither.
No?
Neither.
You just do it?
Just do it, man.
Chandler Ryan! That's what's up, man. We're going to end on that. Chandler, thanks so much. I really appreciate you making time to join us. All the best in your future endeavors. And thanks again for, even the process of going and signing up, and listening into the service. The country is going to be a greater country with you being in it, carrying on your legacy, 4 to 5 generations, all of that matters. And so, I'm super excited for your future. You be safe out there, man. Anything that the organization Game Changers can do to support you as you, get ready to transition, just let us know. We're a DM away. All right.
Man, I appreciate that. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. So until next week, everyone, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be on the road for next week with another former player of the week, and just letting you know what that transition looks like post high school. Some of the things that you look forward to, whether it's going into college, whether it's going and serving our military, whatever that is. Make sure you do it, but don't do it mediocre. Make sure whatever you're doing with 100%. That it's impacting you, it's impacting your family, it's making a great impact into our community. So until next time, this is Coach Mike with Game Changers. You all take care. See you next Wednesday.